Welcome back to the vendor table.
What's up?
Wow, it was like very subdued.
I'm very tired.
Very tired. Our season is over. It's over.
Yes.
Weddings are complete.
When was your last one?
Saturday.
Mine was Friday.
Yours was Friday? Mm-hmm. I went out with a bang. Had my City Field wedding. I shot a wedding at a baseball stadium.
Your pictures were on the Jumbotron.
They were on the Jumbotron. That was the coolest moment, I think, of my photography career. I've been featured in newspapers and things like that, but seeing my photos on the biggest screen in New York, was pretty cool.
I don't know if that's the biggest screen in New York.
It's the biggest screen in New York.
Is it really?
Yes.
Is that a fact?
I think it's the biggest screen in the major leagues, and I'm pretty sure someone said that is the biggest screen in New York. I'm going to look that up. Let's fact check.
We'll fact check that.
We'll fact check that. But it's on a big ass screen.
That's pretty dope.
That's pretty cool.
I don't have anything like that.
You did some cool weddings this year. What was your favorite wedding?
Definitely actually, I don't know. I was going to say the Tulum wedding was probably one of the best I've done in my career.
Okay.
But then I did one in Pennsylvania this year that every single photo was perfect.
Like bangers?
Yeah, they're all bangers. So I'm just like, yeah, those are probably my favorite too.
Oh, I love that. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
That was good.
I don't know what mine was. I'd have to think about it. I think when people ask me, like, what was your favorite wedding this year or anything like that, I can never think about it off the top of my head because I've had amazing moments, I think, at every single wedding. But I don't know if one just really stands out.
It's funny too because you probably have like the memory that I do where it's like if you see a couple you can immediately recall where the venue was, what their names were, the
100%.
Date of their wedding,
100%.
like all the details. But like if you try to sift through the 40 weddings that you shot, you're just like
yeah, that like there's so many good weddings. Like I feel like when I think about it, the weddings that that I shot this year, there were so many good moments. Like I feel like I feel like people are like, what was your favorite wedding this year? I don't think about the photos. I think about the moments more than anything else. Like the moments with the couples, like the beautiful things that happen. And it's just like sometimes I feel like, oh, like I could tell you I probably took like, I want to say 25 amazing portfolio worthy shots this year. But I don't know what weddings they were from.
You have to like go through all of them.
Yeah,
I will say, like, you just had this moment and I just had this moment at these two last weddings that we did this year. But our brides that are listening to the podcast actively, it's showing. So thank you.
Oh my God, it's totally showing. I got to shout out my bride, Jill, who is a listener of the pod, who literally made a sign on a table, a vendor table, with our logo, and it said the vendor table.
I'm so sad I wasn't there with you.
It was the coolest thing to walk into and see that. It's on my Instagram stories. I'll share it again. But.
And my couple, Rebecca and Joey, who were from my November 17th wedding, they put a Taco Bell gift card in my tip envelope.
They just know us so well. Just know us so well. It's so great.
Thank you.
Love that. Well, we had a great year. It's been a great season. We're now in editing mode, which is a little fun. And
editing mode and back end revamping.
Yeah, editing mode, back end revamping. We're like booking season, but really now it's editing season. You know, like we go into that editing like cave where all the fall weddings are now starting to get due, like around Christmas, holidays,
and you
things
think
like
that now that our like shooting season is over, that we have all this time in the world to edit. But I've been falling asleep at like 8:00 at night every night.
Oh.
Because my body is trying to play catch up.
I'm the polar opposite. I've been up till 1 a.m. like just editing like crazy. I will say like editing this year has been much better using Imagen, by the way, like best program I've ever invested in. We do have a code. We're going to drop that link as well. But Imagen sped up my workflow tremendously. So that has helped. But I'm still editing till 1 a.m. because I have so much. It's crazy. It's like, why are all these things due at the same time? I don't know.
Well, you shoot.
But speaking of editing, so today's episode is...
Speaking of editing time.
Yeah, well, this episode's all hot takes, okay? So our favorite episode we ever recorded was Hot Takes Part 1. This is Hot Takes Part 2. Last night, we got tagged on TikTok, I think, 25 times on this video. I'm going to play it, okay? And we're going to react to it because this is a hot take. A pretty big hot take. So let me pull it up. I'm gonna play this. Okay, we're gonna cut that part. I'm gonna play this right now.
Most photographers you're hired, they bought a $20 preset pack from somebody else. And in photography, you can what's called batch edit. So you edit the first one, and as long as the lighting's the same, use Command C, Command V. Don't let a wedding photographer say still working on the edits. They can have it done in 30 minutes.
They're doing that thing when like your boomer boss is like, hey, organize this Excel sheet alphabetically. So I'm on hour 20 of this.
I'm on the P's. If you're not a photographer right now, get in while the getting's good. Go buy a $1,000 camera, a $2,000 lens, and then go make that money back in one wedding in one weekend with 30 minutes of editing. If you got your wedding photos back or just any photos you've ever paid for, and you're like, man, a lot of them are black and white. That's because the photographer screwed up. And it's a little overexposed, a little underexposed. Maybe the focus is a little off. You just toss in a little black and white filter.
This is fantastic.
Problem solved.
Okay, so...
Hold on. Who shit in this dude's cereal?
Well, listen. I know they're baiting me. I'm still very triggered.
I'm on the hook.
I'm hooked.
They're
I'm
reeling
triggered.
it in.
I'm upset.
They're reeling this shit in. Like they baited the shit out of us.
And every photographer ever.
And every photographer ever, but apparently, yeah. All right, let's hot take this one, okay?
My jaw hurts from clenching.
Okay, one. It doesn't fucking take you 30 minutes to edit. I don't care what AI program you use, okay? It doesn't take you 30 minutes to cull. Most weddings are 5,000 to 6,000 photos.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about culling first, right?
Culling first. But in reality, on a wedding day, okay? And you're taking 5,000 to 6,000 photos, okay?
Sometimes some people take less photos, okay? Like we have overshooters.
Two
Two
photographers, 10 hours. I average 5,000 to 6,000 images.
I'm averaging probably around 4.
Okay.
But even if, let's say you're shooting by yourself, you don't have a second shooter with you, you're still on average around like 2,000 to 3,000 photos, depending on the day, right? Depending on your bridal party, depending on if you're not doing an elopement or fucking whatever. But you still have 3,000 to 6,000 photos to cull to make sure that you're only delivering the best photos. And I don't care if you're using a program like Aftershoot, Photo Mechanic, Narrative to help you cull, you're still devoting at least 1 to 2 hours, if not more, doing that if you don't have a program to help you. That's hands-on. You can't copy and paste your culling process. It's not how it works.
Doesn't work. You're selecting those photos. On average, I will tell you guys, so on average, culling takes me about 2 hours to cull like 6,000 images. Okay. Straight out of the gate. So, okay. Number one, you're wrong. 30 minutes. Fuck you. Okay.
That's like a whole other process that occurs.
Yes. Okay. Command C, Command V, yeah, it works to some extent, but you're still having to tweak little things, changing horizons, okay? Updating, like, if the brightness is a little off here or a little off there, okay? Contrast, things like that, okay? You're not Command Ving the whole time. Now, programs like the AI editing programs like Imagen do help in that regard and do speed up your editing, but that costs money, okay? That costs time still. You're still doing it, okay? And it's still your editing going into it. And you're still going to go back and look at every single image again to make sure it looks perfect. So
how many times do you go through a gallery from start to finish?
4 times.
Yeah, like
4 fucking times.
And you're tweaking every time. You have to look at it when you're editing at night. Then you're like, oh my God, my brain's exploding. I've been staring at this for so long. Then you look at it in the morning and you're like, fuck this. Everything sucks. And you start over.
I think this dude has experience either as a shooter or something where he like knows how weddings work. Okay. Like yes, you could pick up a camera, okay, and a $2,000 lens and hop into a wedding and shoot. And I guarantee you're going to fuck that wedding up.
You're going to flop hard.
You're going to fucking flop so hard, okay?
I dare you.
Just,
I dare you.
here's a camera. Go ahead.
I dare you. Go buy that camera. Go slap a $2,000 lens on it and go show up to somebody's wedding. First of all, no one's going to hire you.
Exactly.
With a brain.
Exactly.
And no portfolio.
Exactly. And styled shoots, people are getting smart. People are getting smart. They know what a styled shoot is. I think our clip kind of sparked that a little bit, but.
And listen, I'll be honest, I've seen people do it. We've seen lots of people do it where they're like, let me buy this preset pack and slap it on my images and I'll be a famous photographer.
Sure.
Listen, you can swindle everyone. We're not saying you can't, but you're a garbage person.
You're a garbage person and you will get exposed.
Yeah.
You're gonna get exposed real quick. Okay. This is not a Command V career. Sorry. Like there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of creativity that goes into it. There's a lot of little things like back end, like it's a customer relations like job.
You'll see somebody who buys that preset, slap it on a picture, and then like post 5 seconds later in a group and be like, "Why are the skin tones green?"
Yeah, it's like everything's
How do I fix this?
Everything's like really orange. I don't know what to do.
My clients don't like this.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Or they're shooting in JPEG and they don't know why. Like, yeah. So, yeah, out of pocket. Now, what he said about black and white is so true.
Absolutely.
Like, absolutely, 100%.
You fuck
Guilty.
up a photo, it's blurry, whatever.
Guilty.
Slap a black and white on it, boom.
Yep. I think that's how the blurry trend happened. It was because people like
spot on, guys.
Yeah, spot on. So, some photographer absolutely probably just fucked that up. You know, let me just make it black and white, add some grain.
Guilty.
It's like art.
Nailed it.
Yep, nailed it. You're spot on with that. So hot take, don't agree with the whole thing, but the black and white part is really good. That's actually really spot on.
I was extremely triggered.
Very triggered. Let's move on to our listener hot takes because we did get a ton of them.
A pun of them.
We did get a ton of them, and you guys wrote in. We have I think we got 100 in.
We got so many, and we're just gonna break it down to what we think are gonna be the most interesting.
Yes. All right. Yeah. I want to kick this one off.
Okay, go ahead.
Because this one hits like it's happened so many times, and it triggers the shit out of me. Talk about triggering. Okay. All right. Someone wrote in, stop renting vintage cars for wedding days. They break down. They don't have AC. They're never reliable and can destroy your timeline.
I cannot agree more.
Matt's cracking up. So fucking true.
Okay, the Rolls Royce needs to go the way of the dinosaur. It's gotta go. I've seen it so many times, and like you just said, almost every time they break down, and none of them have AC. So if you get a Rolls Royce, you're like, oh my God, look at my elegant car. You're sweating dicks in the back of this thing.
It's horrible, and they look like trash up close. Sorry, they're like if you go inside those Rolls Royces, they're so fucking old. They're a trash mobile. Sorry, they smell like oil.
Oh, they smell disgusting.
Like they're horrible. Stop renting them, guys. I'm sorry. They're just don't waste your money. They're like $1,500 to rent for 3 hours or something.
And then they're always rushing out of there too. And listen, I know we like the old cars, but can you go the classic car route? Don't go a Rolls
70s
Royce.
muscle car.
Get a muscle car.
Yeah, get something with character. Rolls Royces are overplayed. They don't look good. They're
everyone does them.
And I don't think people really care for the photos.
No.
No one really cares about the photos of the Rolls Royce.
Sometimes can't do anything with them, depending on where it is. If it parks in front of a church on a busy street, you're getting power lines in there, you're narrowly.
Yeah, you put them in the back seat. It doesn't look that great in the back seat. I'm sorry. I think Rolls Royces, the classic 1940s cars, they break down. They're not reliable. They have no AC. So if you're renting one for a summer wedding, remember that, especially if you're driving a long distance. No AC in that shit. Okay, they are horrible. Don't rent them. You want to do something cool? We had a couple this year. Bridget and Tom rented a 2024 G-Wagon, and it was sick looking, and it had it was super modern and shit. And I took photos getting them out of the getting out of the car looked like a paparazzi photo. It looked
Have you
sick.
seen any DeLoreans?
You know what? A DeLorean. Britt had a DeLorean at her wedding.
I've shot 2 DeLoreans.
I would love to see a DeLorean at a wedding.
Those are fun.
Like that would be awesome. So if you're gonna get a car, don't go the route of the Rolls Royce, the old Caddies, anything like that. Muscle cars, DeLoreans, Lambos, like supercars, things like that. Much cooler, much more reliable.
The Rolls Royce is dead.
The Rolls Royce is dead. Leave it in the 40s. All right, you got the next one.
I'm gonna say this one because it's a trend I did, so I'm gonna out myself.
All right.
But it's over, and it needs to. We can be done with it now.
Okay.
It was cool. Well, the first couple of months, maybe the first year.
Is this a new trend?
No. Maybe it's newer.
Okay.
Can we stop with the flower circle around the bride's face? She isn't a horse that won the Kentucky Derby. I'm laughing and I'm agreeing because I did do it. I did it. I did it maybe like twice. I didn't do it. You can't overplay something when everyone does it.
Oh my God. I get requests for this all the time. And whoever wrote this in, you're awesome. Because it's so accurate. It's so accurate. I did do it once when my clients requested it for their dog.
Oh, that's cute.
And it was adorable. It looks great on animals. Maybe that's why they're saying she isn't a horse that won the Kentucky Derby.
I could not when I saw that. It's too funny.
Oh my God, the flower circle around the bride's face.
Listen, I think if your bride requests it, then obviously do it. But don't put that in your regular, posing flow.
I think I've only seen it work once, and somebody did it really cool. It was a super close up macro of half the bride's face.
I could see that.
And it was her eyes were really pretty or something like that.
Yeah, you want to change it up though. You don't want it to just be flower circle around her face and she's smiling real cheesy.
Yeah, I feel like that's a 1980s pose. It's like a 1980s image.
It's like the one with the one where there's all the bridesmaids bouquets on the train. And,
oh my God, I never did that shot. Never did that shot.
No, we didn't.
I've had moms request that shot. I've had
a lot of moms request that shot. They're like,
horrible.
"Are you gonna put all of the bouquets?" No,
we don't do that. We don't put things on the dress. Oh my God, brilliant! Whoever wrote that in, amazing. We love you so much. We do want to plug a little bit of Ambassador Reads just for this.
Yeah, we're ambassadors now.
We're ambassadors now. So if you guys haven't seen, we did a photo shoot with HomeStudioList. HomeStudioList is a great place to rent a home or apartment or a loft for a photo shoot or video production. We did it. It was amazing. We went out to Brooklyn and did this branding shoot for the two of us. We had our friends come out with us, take some photos of the two of us. You guys could check that out at the Vendor Table Pod on Instagram. We posted a bunch of them. They have hundreds of locations across the U.S. and Canada. Website is super easy to use and browse to find a location. It's beautifully curated as well. And you guys should check them out at HomeStudioList.com. You could use code TheVendorTable20 for $20 off your first booking. It's kind of cool.
And we have SailAway Coffee is the official wedding day fuel of the Vendor Table, which is true.
It's very true.
That is a fact. Their nitro cold brew.
It fueled me this whole wedding season.
Their whole nitro cold brew is delicious and gets us through those long 10-hour days. Available in 4 flavors, including classic black, sea salt, caramel, horchata, and touch of sweet. They are all amazing. Check them out at SailAwayCoffee.com and use code TheVendorTable10 for 10% off your order.
You guys should check out Imagen. Imagen is a game changer. It literally changed my total workflow in 2023. I added this to my workflow. It's an AI editing program that basically edits the way you do. It has sped up my workflow by 300% this year. It's given me back so much time that I normally spend editing. It's been an absolute, like I said, game changer. They have a 30% discount going on right now if you sign up as a new subscriber. You can check out the link in our bio in the Spotify show notes or Apple or wherever you get your podcasts in the show notes, as well as we have it on our Instagram as well. So check out Imagen for a 30% discount, and you get a bunch of free edits too, which is really cool. All right, I'll do one.
Okay.
Bridal parties should be a thing of the past. Let your friends be guests. At least let them stop having to wear the same dresses. Wow, that's a hot take.
I don't know if I agree with completely eliminating them, but I don't think that anyone needs to like feel like there's a lot of pressure to choose the people that are going in your bridal party, and I feel like a lot of people will just, I mean, like me, I just chose not to have a wedding instead of like dealing with all that stress. So yeah, I kind of tend to agree. Like bridal parties are a little outdated.
Yeah. You know, like the more I think about it, the more I think that when I see a small bridal party, it's honestly, it's there's something about it that like just stands out to me. Like I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like that close intimate relationship with those people. Like it's like the sisters, or like, you know, like a close cousin or something, or like, you know, a best friend that you grew up with. Like one person, like a maid of honor and a best man, or like,
I've had
you know, things like
a few
that.
this year that were just maid of honor, best men, or like
So did I. Yeah.
2 maids of honor, 2 best men,
Yep.
and like those to me. And this isn't even just me saying this because large bridal parties give me like the heebie-jeebies. But like, it just makes your day go better.
Yeah.
When you don't have to worry about 30 people.
Yeah, it does.
That's specifically large bridal party. I know it's talking about like no bridal party.
Yeah, I think we're kind of getting away from what it's like, let bridal parties be a thing of the past.
I kind of agree though. I feel like your guests should be guests.
So yeah, I think so too. I had Meredith shot it for me, an associate wedding where that's what the bride did. Like she didn't have a bridal party. Like she said in the notes, like it's not a formal bridal party. It's my friends. They're getting ready like with me, but they're not a bridal party. They're not walking down the aisle. Like they're there. I told them they could wear a black dress, pretty much, like any black dress that they want, like kind of thing. But they're not required to be in like anything if they don't want to be. It's a non-committal kind of thing. And I was like, that's kind of cool. Like that was very nonchalant. Yeah. And I feel like that's a thing outside of our area a little bit more. Like, and the couple was from Colorado, so it makes sense. And I really liked that. I thought that was really cool. Like they had and the groomsmen too. It was the same thing. Like it was like his friends. They all had different suits on and stuff like that. He wanted photos with them, but it didn't look. It looked like bridal party, but it wasn't, like kind of thing. Like it was cool. It was like I don't know. I actually think this take is pretty unique in the fact that maybe it's something that we start to see in the near future. Is bridal parties start phasing out.
Who knows?
I know it make a lot of people happy, you know, like not having to pay for certain things. All right. I read that one. So what's your hot take? What's your next hot take?
I'm going to go with one I don't agree with.
Okay.
And,
I like this.
This one says that formal photos should go away.
I disagree.
You just can't.
You can't. Sorry. You can't get rid of formal photos. I know. They fucking suck.
You could do them on a different day.
They're
if
boring.
You have to. They're boring.
They're
they
fucking
suck.
boring. I know. Like, if this is a photographer writing this in, I know you don't like to do them. I don't like to do them. No photographer likes to do them. No couple likes to do them. No couple likes to stand there like a prop and be around the camera and basically be the center of attention and just have people.
It's the worst part of the day.
Yeah. Come up to them and take a photo. It sucks. I get it. Right? You still have to do them. That is, as a wedding photographer, it's our job to capture memories of the most important day of somebody's life. Okay? And sometimes it's a stage memory because with those formal photos, you're taking a photo of grandma. Maybe grandma's got 2 years left. Okay? And maybe that's the last photo that the bride's taken with grandma. Mm-hmm. And
maybe there's not going to be a chance during the reception to take a candid photo of you with your grandma. Like, she might be tired. She might not be able to dance. Like, who knows? But either way, you got to just do it.
You got to do it. And I know it sucks. I know it's boring, but there's a reason we do it. And there's a reason that you have to do it on the wedding day. It's because of those precious memories that you're going to be thankful you did that in 30 years when you look back on the day and say,
I can't imagine shooting a wedding and just being like, all right, fuck your family. We're just gonna go.
We're just gonna go party.
We're just gonna go gallivant in a field and take really pretty pictures of just you guys and forget all the important things that come along with it.
Yeah, I could see like, okay, like maybe you had a rehearsal dinner and you
Yeah.
hired your photographer to like come to the rehearsal and everyone's gonna be there and everyone's dressed really nice and stuff like that. And like you're in a dress that's like really, really pretty. It's almost like a wedding dress and things like that. And maybe you just want to do your formal photos there to save time.
Yeah.
Totally fine. That's fine. I could see that. But that's still something you should do. You should still take formal photos on a wedding day. I'm sorry, like at least on your wedding weekend, because, like I said, those are memories that you're gonna really look back on, and photos are the only way you could really remember your day. Sorry, I don't remember shit about my wedding unless I look at the photos. So there's that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going through these. It's like really good.
I know.
Ooh. All right. West Coast elopements are better than East Coast big weddings.
Damn.
Oof. Oof. Now, we are East Coast big wedding photographers.
Nah, they're right.
Fuck you guys. You're so right.
You win. You're right.
Elopements are so
Come
pretty.
on.
Like West Coast elopements.
As
like,
if this was going to be a debate at all.
West Coast elopements are fucking gorgeous. I'm sorry. Like from a photographer standpoint, okay? Photographer standpoint, West Coast elopements are just fucking next level. They're gorgeous.
You're asking photographers which one's better. Of course, we're going to agree with the elopements on the
You
in
guys
the
are
Pacific
taking
Northwest.
Yeah, Pacific Northwest, like the California coastline, like fucking. I did a wedding on El Matador Beach. It was fucking gorgeous. I'm like, this is like unbelievable, gorgeous. Okay, there's nothing like that on the East Coast.
No.
Okay, there's nothing like that, and I love me a big wedding. I love me a big wedding. They're fun. The parties are sick. Like, you have a great time. Like, I love my couples. Like, they're a lot of fun. I love 200 people at a wedding. I think it, like, brings the energy. Like, it's a celebration. But there's something about that intimate affair that's just so beautiful and so pretty and so amazing. And I wish I shot more of them.
We're jealous.
Very jealous. So, you're not wrong. Hot take.
Not wrong.
Hot take. As East Coast photographers, we envy you.
Womp. Gazebos are stupid.
I fucking hate gazebos.
They're so dumb.
They're so fucking dumb. There's a really good John Mulaney joke about gazebos. I don't know the joke, but I've heard it before. I'm not going to recite
Link
the
it
joke.
in the show notes.
Yeah, I'll link it in the show notes. But John Mulaney has a really good gazebo joke, and it's so perfect. Every time I see a gazebo and a couple that wants to take a photo at a gazebo, I'm like, no.
It's just, why though?
I have actually in my when I send my welcome guide to my
Do you
couples.
say no fucking gazebos?
No, I actually, it's in there. It says, I fucking hate gazebos. Like, it literally says on the bottom, I hate gazebos. Like, and there's two gazebos on Long Island that look kind of nice. Land's End, because the couple gets married in front of the gazebo and it's on the beach.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
There's no such thing as a nice gazebo.
I'm not going to take photos under a gazebo. Straight trash. No. Okay. I'm not. No.
Where's the other one?
Okay. The other one's flower field because it's in that space that's really pretty as well. But
Still a gazebo.
it's a gazebo. Don't fucking stand under a gazebo on your wedding day. By the way, it just plays with the lighting. It
Oh my
sucks.
god, it's so dark in there.
If you're doing photos in front of a gazebo, like by a gazebo, it's always in front of the gazebo.
Please.
Because like if you want gazebo photos are
Please
stupid.
don't want gazebo photos.
Please don't want them. Please don't do that to us.
Don't hurt me that way. A gazebo hurt me.
We fucking hate gazebos. Please stop with them. Okay, like just tear them down. Tear them down. Oh God.
Put up a pergola or something. I don't know.
All right, hot take.
Put some flowers on.
Next hot take. All right, we got time for maybe one more.
No, there's so many.
There are so many. All right, maybe two more.
Okay.
All right. DJs are better than live bands.
Ah, you said it.
Hot take. What do you think?
I'm sorry, they are.
They're so much better.
I'm
Sorry to all the bands that follow us.
I'm sorry.
DJs are so much fucking better.
I've
They're
said that,
so much better.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So there's like 2 or 3 bands that I have seen play weddings that every time they play, I'm excited.
Yeah.
And that's, I have to find out
what their names are.
I think one of them is like the Love Revival Orchestra. They're
Yeah, you
really
mentioned
fun.
them before.
And I'll have to go back and ask Jen Lamb who the other one was, because they knocked my tits off. Like, they were so good. But that was more of a performance. Like,
Okay.
they were in the crowd, they were interacting with guests, they were dancing with them, they were like having people sing. It was really just like an immersive experience more than just like a band playing on a stage. And that's the only way that I feel like it'll work. Otherwise, DJ over band every single time.
Yep.
And honestly, it's not otherwise. It's just I'm always going to choose DJ over band because you have control over what they're going to play.
I know. Like, yeah, I agree. DJs are so much better. They just like I've a bad DJ. Like, I'd say a bad DJ, but like an average DJ will outperform a really good band because they're playing relatable music. They could kind of mix the night. You got to remember, bands have sets. They're playing a set. They're not taking requests. They barely take requests if they do it, and if they do, it's the end of the night. So like, if you want to go up and request a song to a band, they're not going to play it. They're not, unless it's the end of the night, right? They have a set. They're playing the set. Okay, so there's no. Oh my God, I can't think of the word. Why can't I think of this word right now?
I don't know what word you're looking for.
They can't modify their set. That's what I was looking for. Okay. So they're not going to be able to modify their set on the fly. So DJ can. DJ could, like, if you have a request, you could go up to them make that request. We just did that episode with John. John kind of told us how it all breaks down and everything like that. And you also have the ability now with DJs to add like a fusion piece where like a drummer or a sax player or something where it does have that live music element. So, which is really good. Whereas bands, I'm going to be honest with you, it's like 15, 20 people in a band. Like,
don't say it.
It's a lot of money.
Don't say that.
It's a lot of money, man. And a couple of my grooms are in bands. And I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Okay. And I respect what you do. And you guys are amazing, talented musicians. But if I'm going to recommend something to a couple, one, a DJ is a cheaper alternative. They can play any music you want. They can modify the set, all that stuff. And they also have the ability to add fusion. So I hate to be that guy, but I do think
I'm going to play devil's advocate because we don't always want somebody that's going to look for the cheaper way out.
We don't.
But like, if you're going to get a band, then you want to find one that's going to blow your socks off. Like, if you're going to pay for a band and pay for those extra meals, and you're going to pay for the,
oh my God, yeah,
that extra, then you really have to make sure that band is stellar.
Yeah.
And really going to like work your crowd.
Yeah.
So
can the band's roadies stop eating the vendor meals too, by the way? Like, eating our vendor meals?
Are we really going back into food?
No, I don't want to, but like,
I think
I've had that happen 3 times this year. They fucking eat our vendor. They eat the vendor meals.
They do. They eat our food.
Yeah. They don't do anything. Like, they set up and they break down and they sit there all day and then they eat the vendor meals. And I'm
Stop eating our food.
Stop eating the food. All right. We could maybe do one more quick one. You want me to read it?
Yeah, I can't decide which one I want to go with.
Okay. It just literally says the fucking Corinthians reading.
Guys. The Corinthians reading.
Every wedding.
Every wedding.
It's like the scene from Wedding Crashers. It's literally that scene.
Every church wedding.
Stop picking it. It's overplayed.
We get it.
We get it.
Your whole everyone gets it. We get it.
It's a really good comic, Eric D'Alessandro, who did like the Staten Island aunt reading the First Corinthians reading.
God.
I have to link it. He's like, a reading from the book of the First Corinthians. It's so fucking funny. I gotta link you guys to that one. It's just like the total Staten Island, Long Island mom accent kind of thing. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know you gotta do it.
Woman, why does this concern me?
I know you got to pick a reading, stuff like that. Like if you got to pick that reading, that's fine. As vendors, we we hear it like probably 30 times a year. It doesn't bother us. We know it's coming, kind of thing.
There's got to be in that big old book something else,
Book of Genesis,
right?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't read the Bible.
I just feel like there's probably something else.
There's plenty of other readings, but yeah, I think
It's got a lot of words in it.
at my wedding, I think we did the First Corinthians reading.
Several thousand pages.
Oh my God, So, holy shit, these were great hot takes. We flew through this episode.
We have more.
we do have more. We're gonna have to do a part 3.
Part 3.
All right, guys. Well, this has been fun. Lauren, where can they find you?
You can find me at Lauren O'Brien Photo on Instagram and my website. You can also find me on TikTok at Lauren O'Brien Photo, and the Feral Photog on Instagram is my personal account.
Wow.
If you want to check that out, because I'm trying to be an influencer, you guys.
Oh my God, that's so
Not
great.
working.
It's so great. Well, you guys can find me at Michael Casara Photo on Instagram, TikTok, as well as my website, and you can find us at the Vendor Table Pod on Instagram, TikTok, as well as YouTube. And if you want, check out our Facebook group too. Well, guys, it's been fun. We'll catch you next time.
Okay, bye.